Well, hello, ladies. Happy, I guess it's 6 o'clock on the East Coast. That's where I'm from. And I apologize. I was trying to get here a little bit earlier, but have you ever had one of those days where nothing's working? And I would blame it on Mercury and retrograde and all of that stuff. But I've literally been sitting up here in my office for the last half hour trying to get all of my information ready to roll for all of you on my laptop. And as it just kind of rolled into almost 6 o'clock, I had to close down the laptop and just grab an iPad at the last minute because something is going on with my laptop. So who am I? Why am I here? I'm Dr. Lisa Olszewski. I am a chiropractor. I'm also a naturopath. But the biggie thing is I founded the American Institute of Healthy Living, which our whole thing, I know that sounds super complicated, but we're really here to help make healthy living simple for people. And my whole thing is I want to help create healthy, vibrant women. Right? Because obviously, if you get to know me, I've had a health challenge myself and I came through that. And what I went through several years ago, I never wanted another woman to go through, which gave me that urge and that sense to start doing my side hustle of the American Institute of Healthy Living. So what we're going to go through today is a couple just different energy hacks for you because again, as an entrepreneur, you're busy all the time, right? Absolutely. We're running all the time. We are burning the candle from both ends. And so I want to know, like some of the people that are watching, I want to know where you're from. Tell me what some of your side hustles are because I know we're not all just having one job. There's multiple jobs. Some of us have got a main job and then we're trying to build into another business. Maybe we're a stay-at-home mom and we're trying to get something rolling, or maybe you've got something really successful already going on. So I want to hear what some of the stuff is that you're already doing. So fill that in here. And if you ever feel like maybe your health has taken a back seat because you're so busy hustling for your business, like, give me some thumbs up if that's the case. If all of a sudden you feel like your health just shouldn't be or isn't where it should be, or you just don't have enough energy to get through the day, right? So I'm going to share with you a couple easy biohacks that you can incorporate throughout your day and to help not necessarily catapult you to this amazing, healthy being, which we all want to be, but these are simple steps that you can incorporate every single day. So here's the first thing. First things first, as I teach everybody into my practice and everything, and everything I'm going to go through, you can also, I'll show you where you can get this stuff at. But I know it's so simple, and some of you will be like, oh, come on, I actually knew this. Like, could you give me some better information? But we've got to be checking our water intake, right? I want you guys just to become aware, because how often are we chugging down, diet sodas or energy drinks or something like that? Because when we're burning the candle from both ends and we've got deadlines or whatever funnels we've got to get built and we've got to do this, it's our health that gets sacrificed. So I want you to really check water intake. And so the simple guideline that you always hear is typically take your body weight in pounds and divide that in two, and that's how many ounces of water that you should be incorporating into your diet every single day. So sometimes people look at me and say, I get 6 ounces of water in. I take it when I'm taking my supplements, my pills, whatever it is. Otherwise, I'm drinking coffee all day long. And that's one of those things when we're doing a lot of caffeine, it's one of those things that we're stressing out our nervous system and we're stressing out what's the adrenal glands, which helps to control our energy. So when we're doing that, it's actually coming back to bite us in the rear later on. So we want to help, and especially as women, we don't want to stress out certain glands in our body because we don't want to tank our thyroid gland. I know so many people have probably heard about other people that have low thyroid issues or something like that, right? So it all goes back to taking care and nourishing yourself. So start to increase your water intake. And as you start to increase your water intake, you're probably going to start flushing out more toxicity out of the body, which is great, right? We want to get rid of that stuff. But then we start seeing better energy. So as you increase water intake, you're going to start noticing that. So my biggest complaint that I hear a lot of times from people is like, I'm going to be in the bathroom all day long. And that's not necessarily the case, right? But your body's going to adapt. So I want you to really look at it as how much water are you getting in? Take your body weight, divide that in two, and that's how many ounces of water you should get. So typically I tell people it's 8 to 10 glasses of water. So start out, I always tell people I want baby steps. Because baby steps are simple steps. And so if, when somebody comes into my practice or somebody that I'm working with online, all of a sudden it's like, hey, I want to change this. I want to run a marathon. I want to become vegan. I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, let's time out just 1 second. Let's do baby steps because I don't want them in 3 weeks to not have done anything and then said, I tried that once and it totally didn't work. because we hear that all the time, right? So baby steps, just start becoming aware. How much are you drinking each day? Are you getting enough water? Are you starting out your morning with coffee? Are you starting out with an energy drink? Are you starting out with soda? If that's the case, what I want you to do first thing when you wake up in the morning, start out with some great water, just water, room temperature water. That's fine, right? So we're going to set your body up for success throughout the day. So water intake is the one thing. Second thing that, like I just said, I know we're all busy. We're with trying to get funnels. We're trying to get all of this stuff built, especially if we're online, right? Trying to do all of this online business stuff. And it's taking away from our family time. It's taking away from our work time. It's taking away from all of the different time periods. And sometimes there's, again, so many hours in the day. So what sacrifices is our sleep patterns. So I really want to make sure that you're getting a good amount of sleep, because as I share with all of the people in our practice and online in the Health Institute, is the fact of the matter is you heal when you sleep, right? So think of how, whenever we're sick, or if you've got little kiddos at home, they get exhausted when they're fighting off something. It's the same thing. When we're sick, we're exhausted. You're healing. So if you're not really ever sleeping well, you're never really truly allowing your body to catch up and recuperate and repair. So I know that's super simple. So really pay attention. Make sure you're getting adequate sleep throughout the day. Or throughout the day, throughout the night. I mean, sometimes we're picking that up throughout the day. So the other thing is I want you to start becoming more aware of nutrition. So much the fuel that you're putting into your body is going to affect your energy output later. What you eat literally becomes you, right? It becomes your cells, it becomes your hair, it becomes your skin, all of that type of stuff. So people who have really good quality hair and skin usually have a pretty decent diet when you start looking and really digging in that type of way. So what is the first thing that I always tell people is I just want you to become aware of nutrition, whether it's paying attention to what are you eating, how often are you eating? Are you a person that wakes up in the middle of the night to go for a snack? Are you able to go throughout the day? Are you able to skip breakfast? What is it? And then I'm a big fan of really watching carbohydrate intake. Again, for energy, why is that? One of the things that happens is when you eat carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises and then it'll drop. And so one of the big things that a lot of people hear about now is keto. And they're talking about the keto diet and keto nutrition. And it's one of those things that I've always followed a lower carb plan just because innately that's how our body is meant to eat. Is it really supposed to be less than, if you really truly get into keto, less than 20 grams of carbs every single day? We have a whole, different program where we're changing that with patients. We don't always do that all the time. But really, truly, if you're that person that's grabbing the energy bar at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or a candy bar at 2 in the afternoon, usually it's because maybe your energy's dipping, which is why you're doing that. You increase the blood sugar and then it drops again. So we want to help normalize that type of stuff and give you good sustained energy throughout the day so that way you can be productive with your clients. And so what you want to do is really just start becoming aware again of what is the carbohydrates. Are you reaching for the sugary snacks? Are you starting your day with a donut in the morning? Are you starting your day with a bowl of cereal in the morning? Let's look at some different things of increasing proteins, and also let's increase some good quality of fats. And we can always in some other lives get into all of that stuff if you really want to dig into that stuff. But I really want you just to become aware of how much sugar you're taking in, because it's one of those things you might get that immediate spike, but we all have seen it. We've all experienced how tired we get after a carbohydrate meal, right? So if you're going out to lunch with a client and then like 2, 3 in the afternoon, that's going to dip. Versus test it yourself one day. Go out and grab, some protein. So whether it's chicken or steak or fish or beef or whatever it is, make sure you're being congruent or consistent with the good proteins and then some good quality fats, and see how your energy shifts throughout the day. It is going to be a game changer. I can guarantee it. So one of the things, because my background especially is in chiropractic and I said naturopathy as well, I'm really focused in on posture. And one of the things that we really notice now too, and especially if we're all business owners on laptops, so many people are looking forward all day long. And what that's doing to our spine, we're seeing it now with posture, and they're talking about it being text neck. And it doesn't mean you have to be on your phone all day long, but literally as we come forward this way, your head's, 10 to 12 pounds. And so what's going on, this is all coming forward. We're tightening up all of this stuff. And then we start to see a lot of tension in the upper back, right? But we're seeing all of just these posture changes, but then I look at it from the nervous system as to what that's going on too. So I dig in with everybody. If you're on the computer a lot, I want you to get up and I really want you to pay attention and make sure that you're conscious of keeping your ear up over your shoulder. Sugar to our, the little saying that I say is like sugar to our, sitting to our spine is like sugar to our teeth. So it just kind of rots it out because of the shapes of the curves that are on the spine. It starts to shift that. And so you really want to make sure, I know you're like, I don't really care what my spine looks like, but you should, but because all of a sudden if we're going forward, then we also don't have as great lung capacity and all sorts of things that way. So watch your posture, and even good guideline that I always tell people is every 20 minutes, like get up, I want you to walk away, look away, do some different movements, some different stretches, some different exercises that way. So here's the deal. Like I said, when our energy starts to shift, we start going and taking whatever uppers, whether it's caffeine or anything like that. We start to see maybe if as we've been trying to accelerate our businesses, maybe our weight is shifting, our diet hasn't been as clean, we're gaining more weight. So my biggest thing is always, let's just become more aware. Let's see what we're doing. There are so many apps out there that you can track your food intake and that type of stuff. But to be realistic, I think people don't even realize how many carbohydrates they're eating every day or something like that. So just become aware. And that's the first really big way to delve in on that, because we need to be able to be healthy and active, right? We need to be healthy and vibrant for us to be our best version of ourselves, so that way we can help impact even more lives through our entrepreneurial endeavors, right? So here's the deal. I've got a whole bunch of biohacks for you. And I'm not even sure how long I've been talking, to be truthful. But my biohacks, if you want to get them, you can go to healthylivingsimple.com and you get the free biohacks. It's a download. I know I touched a little bit on keto, and I'm not here to make you all keto experts, right? Because some of you might totally not even want to look into keto. But if it's enough of a buzzword for you that you've been trying to figure out what it is, or you've had some friends that had some success on keto for energy or for health, or maybe they lost some, weight, etc. Through the Healthy Living Simple, we do virtual summits. And so a virtual summit is a great way for people just to learn on their own, right? In the comfort of their own home. I always laugh with people, like, you don't even have to put on pants if you don't want to. You could just sit there and watch the stuff. But ketovirtualsummit.com, you can go ahead and log in there, and you get basically 2 days for free access. And we've got some really great leaders within the nutrition world that we're sharing stories of all sorts of stuff. So that's the biggest thing that I always see when people do switch over towards a higher fat, lower carb diet. The biggest thing that everybody tells me is that they have better sustained energy. And so then they start to see that the energy's better, and then they're sleeping better. And it's just this constant cycle of improvement, because they're sleeping better, they're feeling better, and then all of a sudden they're moving more, and we're seeing all sorts of shifts that way. So there's so much research, especially on brain health and all of that stuff as well with keto. I know a lot of times people think keto is just for fat loss, but literally I use keto not just for energy and focus and that type of stuff, but I just use it, it's a general part of my life. And so, like I said, I'm not necessarily the very strict, like less than 20 grams of carbs that they talk to you about all the time. But if you want to find out more information on keto, you can totally do that. Otherwise, Healthy Living Simple is where a lot of the biohacks are at. We have a lot more than what I covered right now. But I will be back even in future months to cover different biohacks, just so that way you can continue to be amazing. All right, so you ladies continue to rock it, and we will talk soon.